Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be super exciting because it is another Forgotten Favorites video. So for those of you that don't know, the Forgotten Favorites series was created by Jasem and Sari, and it involves a whole bunch of amazing YouTubers creating amazing content regarding a forgotten Disney movie. So this month's movie was Wreck-It Ralph, and I knew I had to take part because both of my sons and I love the movie. So I decided that I was going to digitize and embroider a hoodie with the sugar cookie slash medal that Vanellope created for Ralph that says, "You are my hero." So if you'd like to see how I made this, then please keep watching, and if you enjoy this kind of content, please subscribe.
The first thing that you're going to need is 2 sheets of cutaway stabilizer. Because this is a dense stitch out, you'll need 2 sheets. Don't skimp on the stabilizer. The next thing you're going to need is threads. I used Madeira 40 weight polyneon in 1801, 1727, 1709, 1799, 1927, and 1921. I'm going to have all of the numbers up here. You're also going to need a 5x7 hoop because this was digitized for a 5x7 hoop. You're going to need some good scissors and adhesive spray that works for your machine, such as Otif 505, which is my favorite. So now you're going to want to cut 2 sheets of your medium cutaway stabilizer. I'll link the one that I love down below. I just place my hoop on top of the stabilizer to get a visual of how much I need, and then I cut that, fold it in half, cut it again so that I have 2 sheets, of course dependent on your roll. You want to make sure that when you are hooping your stabilizer that it's nice and tight. So you want to kind of tug at the sides a little bit before you tighten your hoop all the way. And then again, right before your hoop is tightened at the tightest setting. So off camera, I did 2 things. I sprayed my hoop with the Otif spray. I sprayed the stabilizer rather. And I also turned my shirt inside out and folded a center crease, making sure to line up the shoulders and the armpits and the sides. So now that the adhesive spray has had a couple of minutes to dry and get a little bit tackier, you're going to go ahead and line up that center crease with the center markings on your hoop. I've tried multiple different ways to float garments, and this is my favorite way. You're going to make sure that it's completely aligned to the center while it's still folded. You're going to press that garment down, and then you're going to open the other side over and smooth it out to make sure that you have properly glued it onto the stabilizer. It kind of makes more sense when you look at it. So here I'm opening it up, making sure that it's completely flattened out, there are no creases, and making sure that I have the tag facing up. This is only the case if you have a flatbed machine with 1 needle. If you have a multi-needle machine, disregard this entire step. So I'm going to turn it inside out, revealing the side that we're going to embroider on. So because we don't have anywhere to put the material under our hoop, we need to make sure that everything is on top of the hoop and out of the way. So this is just how we have to do it. So see, I'm revealing the area that I'm going to embroider and just making sure by feeling those center points that everything is aligned. I do this multiple times. I'd rather measure multiple times and make sure it's centered and correct than, make a mistake later. So kind of measure twice, cut once theory. Once that's done and we're comfortable, we're gonna head over to the machine. Because this hoodie is kind of a bulky item, you want to make sure that you're putting your hoop in super carefully. So that means guiding your hoop in and making sure that nothing is bending or breaking the needle. So take your time, make sure that everything is going in very slowly, everything is aligned, and then start to move that garment out of the way. Now you want to make sure that nothing is trapped under that hoop because you will sew your garment shut. I've done that before, it's not fun. More often than not, the garment is not savable because even after ripping out all the stitches, you're going to have a bunch of holes in them. So make sure nothing is under that hoop. Make sure that it's, the hoop is in place and that everything is moved out of the way so that we can move on to the next step. Check a billion times, trust me. So something I forgot to mention was using water-soluble stabilizer. So what it is it's basically, like the name says, it's water-soluble, but what it does is it sits on top of the garment and makes sure that the stitches don't sink into very plush or puffy fabrics. Now this hoodie's kind of flat on top, but because it's a little bit, cozier, puffier, I didn't want the stitches to sink in. I wanted that design to really stand on top of the material, so I decided to use it. You don't need to use it for everything, but for hoodies, I would recommend you do. And remember, always over stabilize, never under stabilize. So yay, we're starting with our embroidery design. In the beginning, you're going to want to make sure that everything is moved out of the way, just like I'm doing. And then as the design progresses, you don't need to baby it that much, but you definitely don't want to leave your machine and like go do something. So make sure you can give yourself enough time to just sit and babysit your machine. Again, if you had a multi-needle, this wouldn't be an issue, but because we don't want anything kind of slipping over or under the hoop and kind of sewing itself shut, we need to be there to make sure that nothing bad happens. The turquoise blue color is done, and we're going to move on to the beigey gold color for the actual sugar cookie. This part moves really quick, so you do want to make sure your hands are getting that material out of the way so that it doesn't get trapped. And yeah, once it starts doing the outline, that's pretty quick, and then when it fills in, it will be a little bit slower. But again, keep your garment out of the way. That is the sugar cookie color done. Now I'm just going to thread the machine to start on the white. The white's going to do that icing rim around the turquoise, as well as the icing letters and a couple of the sprinkles. I'm so happy with how the letters turned out. They're so cute. So now we're working on the yellow sprinkles, and I'm trying to be cautious about not putting too much of the stitch out, but I personally love watching videos where the entire design stitches out. So if you could let me know in the comments below, that'd be super helpful. We're on to the magenta / fuchsia color, and once you're at the sprinkles, you know you're at the finish line. So just one more color and we are done. Yay, we are in the home stretch. We are on the last sprinkle color, actually the last color in general for this stitch out, and it is for the baby pink sprinkles. So we're almost done. Go ahead and gently remove your hoop off the machine, and let's get the garment prepped so that we can wear it. So we're going to unhoop our cutaway stabilizer and our hoodie. They're both attached together, and we're going to cut away the extra stabilizer. So you want to kind of keep about a 1/4 inch, I want to say, around, and make sure that you've pulled the fabric away because some of it will still be stuck to the stabilizer because of the adhesive spray. So gently pull that away and then cut a 1/4 inch around your stitch line. Be super careful that you don't cut your fabric. So just take your time and cut around just like you see in the video, and then we should be good to go for the next step. At this point, you'd also want to put on some skin protectant like Tender Touch onto the backing, but because I'm not gifting it or selling it, it's just for myself and I always wear a t-shirt under, I'm not going to worry about that. We're going to turn the hoodie inside out and we're going to gently rip away that water-soluble stabilizer. Don't worry about it, it's not going to damage the stitching. Of course you want to be gentle, but if you see a little bit around the stitch out or any remnants in any design, don't worry because you can either spray it with water to get it off or it will just dissolve in the washing. I also took some time to trim away any extra threads. They were very minimal, it's just when my machine starts a design it leaves a little bit of thread. That may or may not happen with yours, but just go ahead and tidy that up. Be super careful that you don't cut a stitch that you didn't mean to cut, and take your time and you should be good to go. And that, my friends, is your finished stitch out. Do you love it as much as I do? Please let me know.
So that's it, that is my video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And once again, I'm so excited to be part of the Forgotten Favorites series, and I highly encourage you guys to check in the description down below to check out all the amazing YouTubers and their wonderful videos. They come up with the coolest stuff every month. So yeah, that's it. If you guys were interested in the actual digitized design, that will be in my Etsy shop. Again, it'll be linked down below. And that's it. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!